Alright, hey guys, right now I'm going to be doing my stringing tutorial. The first video was kind of fun, the first one I did today with the worst stick I've ever strung. So now to hopefully one of the best I've ever done. I know it's going to be a little weird, but first off I'm going to lay out what you're going to need to string a head. Some of it may be obvious, but who knows? Some of you might not know. So first off, you're gonna need a head. This is Brian Answer. And then you're gonna need scissors or a knife. Depends on if your parents like you playing around with knives. A lighter, pretty much the stringer's way of getting the sticks or the strings not to fray. You're gonna need your mesh kit. I got the mesh already all kind of stretched. You're gonna want to stretch it real good. This mesh is kind of softer, so it's Canadian soft mesh. It's a double woven soft mesh. The diamond holes are a little smaller if you take a look. Then you are going to need some sidewall. Since I had a bunch of it laying around, this is why I'm doing it. It's pink, hot pink to be exact. It's already pre-measured out enough for a head. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so if you guys hate pink, I don't care. And then I also got some of these little tri-colored. You're gonna need about 3 to 4, maybe 5, depending on your preference. And that's everything you're gonna need. All right. So first, what you're gonna look for on the mesh, there's a rough side, and then there's like a slightly smoother side on some of them. So what you're gonna want to do is fold the first row of mesh holes over, and then kind of kinking up there, you'll have a row of 10 across. The answer is kind of a wider head right here, so that's why I went for the 10 across. If you went 9, you might be trying to stretch the mesh way too far, but as you see, it fits perfectly with the 10. So next thing you're going to want to do is with the head, measure out your sidewall string so that you put in a nice double knot. There's your first one. So sidewall holes are kind of big, so you don't want to go to catch a ball and then have your sidewall go right through. So you're going to want to measure about, I'll go a little longer. It's normally about 2 head lengths, but I'll show you why I'm doing it just a hair longer. Just a minute. Then you grab your scissors, cut it where you want it. The string got caught on my computer chair. Then you're going to want to flame it up a little bit. Didn't do it enough. So then you have a nice pointed tip. Then you bring it through. See, just like this. I brought it through. And then I gotta get my sidewall string. Alright. So I'll lay that up there on the computer desk. Then you grab your mesh. Now what I like to do is grab the end of it and from the 10th hole over, got that behind there a little bit, you bring this in through the back and then you bring it around through the same hole that you went through on the side, which my hand's probably in the way so you can't tell, and then you send it straight through that same hole. That kind of anchors the mesh to the sidewall. Then you get something that looks a little like that. And then from there, I'm just going to bring it through the front again. This time I'm going to skip a hole and go through the front. Actually, I screwed that up. I'm sorry. That's how you do it on the other side of the head. This side, you want to go through the back of the mesh. I was showing you how to finish it off, which I'll do later. So this is my first tutorial, so bear with me. I'm sure they'll get better. Right now it probably looks like a train wreck. But, there. You got the nice anchor effect to the mesh. Pulls it nice and tight to the sidewall. And now, I'll bring it up through the back side of the mesh. And straight through that first hole. And then, see how you have this nice big loop right here? Pull that string down through. And then you're going to want to make sure it's tight. And then I'm going to go to the third hole, technically. Go back through that same hole I just strung. Do the loop thing again. Pull it nice and tight. And then you have a knot that kind of looks like this. And see, from the front side, kind of gives that cool, like, almost tri-top look, but with it only being one string. And not so dramatic of the tri-top kind of deal. And then, just looking at the mesh, you'll start to see kind of how your pocket's gonna, line up and everything. So, looking at this, I'm gonna want to skip a hole. So, I skip a hole, same thing. The exact same pattern, but this time instead of going through the next hole, we're gonna go through that same hole. Because this is the mid hole on the head. Actually, no. There's two in the middle. Never mind. I'm stupid. Don't do drugs, kids. I didn't this morning, but maybe I should. No. Just kidding. There you go. Same look. And then, what I'm going to try to do is stretch. I'm looking. I've got, yeah, I'm going to probably go with this hole right here. Just got to shift it over a little bit. And then, same thing, just repetitive pattern. Straight through. And then these two mid holes, I'm going to do the same thing. Go just through one hole. And then, since I skipped the hole over here, I'm going to skip a hole over here. And then, same thing again, straight through. And then because I did it on the other side, I'm going to go through the next hole instead of the same hole like I did on the two middles. See, that's how your side or top string is going to look. And then, to finish it off, bring it through here, through the back side. Then bring it around and straight through that same hole. And then see, it's going to stretch out nicely, keeping everything tight. Then what you do, same type of knot as before. You make a loop. My computer almost fell asleep there for a second. Apparently I'm getting long-winded. It's like the Oscars where they start playing the music to kick people off stage. My computer is like, dude, I'm tired. But anyway, yeah, so just tie the knot. And there you go. There's a nice top string. And since this video is about 10.5 minutes long, I'm just going to go on and make a part 2. So stay tuned. And part 2 is going to show you the sidewalls, stringing it down. I'll show you kind of where you want to interlock to the point, like where you want to get your pocket, like how many interlocks you're going to do, how many singles, how many doubles. I'm going to try for my signature, middle high, which I know a lot of people are going to probably be using, but something like that. And I know it's not my signature, but I use it in my goalie sticks. I use it in basically every stick I own has a middle high pocket. I can string other ones, but I'm going to show you in the next video. So, alright, stay tuned, guys.